G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the west side of the map, playing as the Chinese, his trusty Chinese. It is Lenok, who is going to be playing as the blue. On the opposite side of the map, playing as the French, it is going to be Liquid DeMuslim, who is in the color red. So watch out for him as he begins to head out onto the map. Only going to be going for a single scout opening. And this is quite interesting. I always thought that French as a civilization was a double scout opening, but this is twice today I've seen players go for a single scout opening as the French. But not the only player in this game to be going for a single scout opening. We actually see Lenok going to be going for a single scout opening as well. And you might be at home wondering, okay, Drongo, what's the point of going for a second scout against, why would I want to go for a second scout? Well, first and foremost, it's going to give you a whole bunch of the map a lot quicker. You're going to uncover all those spots. But the big attraction is the fact that you're going to have access to sheep. So keep in mind, this guy, he's out here gathering sheep. But guess what? You could have a second scout out here gathering sheep. Well, there's no sheep here. There's no sheep there. Okay, maybe you'd have a second scout just doing nothing. But that's okay. That's part of the fun, right? That's part of the fun. It's RNG. Okay, there's our 3 sheep down here. Actually, these 3 sheep, these might just be... I think the 3 sheep actually spawned behind the base of DeMuslim. He'll be pretty happy with that. I was looking for those last 3 sheep. We know that that Lenok took 3 of them, but I think DeMuslim actually got 3 of them behind his base. Because when you hear them like clang, clang, clang all together at the same time, that's when it's a good time. That is when it's a good time to be a sheep farmer. So that is it. That is the way that it goes. But I'm curious to see the way that Lenok looks to play this. Going up against the French, this is a difficult matchup. I think French actually do quite well against the Chinese. And that's because the French peak very early, whereas the Chinese, they look to peak later in the game. So the French are able to take advantage of the Chinese by the fact that they know that China wants to play it late. And then the French can do everything in their power to try and get into the late game with as much of a lead as possible. That means things like taking the sacred sites. That means taking the relics. That doesn't necessarily mean adding in a second TC, but it means, really trying to take advantage of the Chinese players' desire to boom, to get ahead in the economy. But now down towards the south side, Lenok going to be picking up more and more of his sheep, focusing on his economy. We saw 6 villages out on sheep. Now going to be adding in that 7th villager and moving his villages around quite a bit. He's already got a second imperial official out. And this is quite rare to see these days because now that the imperial official change has gone through, where they now cost gold, it means that you're less likely to go for an imperial official in the first stage because you just don't have that much gold in the first stage. But Lenok here, he's got 4 villages on gold, which is quite a bit, especially the fact that he's supervising 4 gold as well. That is quite a fair bit of gold that's going to be coming in towards him, effectively about 4.8 villages. So not a bad little amount there for him. Now, DeMuslim going to be aging up 4 villagers, tapping away at the School of Cavalry. No 1 villager on the landmark today, it seems. Second scout still yet to come out, but he does have 4 villagers. Actually, that villager was carrying a bow. Yeah, that villager was carrying a bow. He's going for an early farm, or early hunt rather, early mill coming down there. Not going to be putting the mill on the berries. Instead, going to be putting the mill out on this deer hunt. Very, very curious because this is something that I think the French should probably start doing a little bit more. And something that they're not doing much of. Normally, it'll be the mill on the berries. And the mill on the berries is always a great thing for the French because, you are going to take the berries throughout the game. But getting out onto the hunt sooner as the French makes a lot of sense. Why? Because the French have got map control. It makes sense to be getting out onto the map. So nice play here from DeMuslim. Let's look to see how it evolves and how he looks to try and take down his opponent. Because these guys at the moment, these guys are fighting it out on the brand new patch. And we can see that Lenok here, he's got himself a pretty decent Imperial Academy. Unfortunately, this is about the best you're going to get in this scenario. You never want to be leaving out the mill. And you can see he's just got the mill in the radius. It's 4 tiles away from there. So the Imperial Academy provides that bonus into 4 tiles in each direction from its edges. But you can see he's also got the barracks down. Hold on a minute, Lenok, have you been watching my videos? Actually... No, it's 1 tile out. It should be 1 tile closer. Lenok making a little bit of a mistake. That's all right. We'll forgive him. If you want to build your best base possible, you make sure that barracks is aligned perfectly with the center of the Imperial Academy. But that's okay. I'm just a SimCity player. Don't worry about me. Liquid DeMuslim now up to that next stage. We do see a knight's going to be coming out. He's also going to be researching that wheelbarrow. He's only got 1 villager out on this hunt at the moment. A lot of villagers underneath the town center. A couple of them sitting idle. This one not too sure exactly what she wants to do. Going to head to the wood line and do some wood chopping. Probably going to be seeing a little bit of age 2 pressure come out from DeMuslim here. I would expect it. You would expect that he'd probably going to be look to be dropping down an archery range shortly as well. We'll see how he plays it though. First knight coming out. Second scout still not yet out. So no intent on going for professional scouts. Not even going to be really able to scout out what his enemy's up to. We take a look back in the base of Lenok and see exactly what he's up to. He's got the second IO out on the lumber camp. He's doing a lot of work here. And I got to say, I like the way that Lenok's playing this. Let's just admire what Lenok is doing right now. What is Lenok doing? He has got his Imperial Academy buffing up the lumber camp, which is gathering up heaps of tax. He's got the Imperial officials out early. He's also got the Imperial Academy that's on the mill, which is buffing that up even further. And you can see how much tax actually comes out of these guys. He doesn't need any villagers on gold in the early game. There are many games I play as the Chinese where I've got no villagers on gold, and I'm not even kidding you, I have a surplus of gold. And now a village was going to be going down on the front line. It looks like he cancels it, opting to instead place it on the back line instead. A smart move in this situation, considering the fact there might be knights coming in soon. He spots out the scout in the middle of the map. Now knight going to be running into the wood line. Indeed, the villagers do make it inside the town center perfectly fine, but the Imperial official almost takes a shot to the back of the head. Unfortunately, she's going to be able to get out alive, and that Royal Knight taking a lot of damage, down to 39 health. But do not fret, fans of the French, for this knight has chivalry potentially on the way. At least shortly. You know, it's always an option. There it is. There it comes in right now. So DeMuslim now looking to move into double archery range. We can see his intent on taking control in this second age. That double archery range is going to help him out a huge amount. But keep in mind that there is always the potential for Lenok to look to go towards a dynasty and look to get those Chokunu out. So one of the things I'd love to see him do, just move out with your spears. See if you can even do this before the French player is really able to do some damage. Actually, we've got a knight coming in here looking to try and do a bit of damage. I think he realizes he's going to lose that knight. It is not worth losing this knight. This knight is a French knight. If you're playing the Rus, you can lose the knight. The French do not lose this knight. Incredibly important to you. But yeah, one of the things I'd love to see from Lenok is just moving out with a couple of villagers. Maybe look to take this deer patch here, put the Barbican, you know, right here, and then put the mill at the back of it. And then that's going to force out a ram from your opponent. And to be fair, Lenok, he's probably expecting a ram is going to be coming out from his opponent at this point anyway. We can see now Lenok chasing his enemy up towards the north here. You got to be careful because one of the things to remember, you've got 5 spears up here towards the north chasing away these units. And they're doing a great job forcing it to come out. But you leave yourself open on the backside. Now, fortunately, it looks like no one's going to be able to exploit his backside today. But Lenok's Lenok is going to be looking to defend this position very, very valiantly. But now, towards the base of his opponent, DeMuslim, we continue to see units coming out. No blacksmith coming out just yet for DeMuslim, but the archers are out on the field, beginning to make their way across the map. We do not see any chance of a Barbican coming up today, as those archers are going to be able to push back the spearmen. Stable going to be coming now down for Lenok. He's got enough resources to go for this Barbican. We could potentially see him drop it down. He's going to go for a town center. Do we see a town center with a Barbican on top of it? Spearman got to be careful. Spearman being chased by a knight as well as a scout. Knight and a scout going to be trying to force these guys to turn around, but little does he know there are archers lying in wait. Indeed, the first 2 archers going to be coming through now. Don't see any horsemen coming out just yet. It's going to be difficult for him to hold this position. Villager trying to make a run for it. Villager going to be able to escape on 1 health. Manages to keep it alive for the moment. And now Scout going to be looking to come in. He's going to be trying to tag that one villager. Indeed, he gets it. The Scout going to be able to take that villager. Scout might be paying for his life, though. Unfortunately, it looks like the Scout going to be able to make it out. 2 town center now coming up for Lenok. And he doesn't have enough resources to go up into that dynasty anymore, but I bet he's wishing he kind of did at this point in time. 2nd town center for Lenok. Going to be looking good. He's managed to get up that 2nd town center. He hasn't died. At least he hasn't died yet. We'll see how he plays this game because his opponent is all out on the map. He's getting those resources in extra fast, and you called it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the blacksmith. It's the siege engineering. It is a man intent on destroying everything that Lenok has built. At least everything that Lenok has built over here. Because this town center, it's kind of strong. You don't really want to mess with that town center. Even with a battering ram, the hand cannon goes through it. It does a lot of damage. Actually, I'm curious. The battering ram's got 30 ranged armor. Maybe it doesn't do that much. It does a lot to the units that are underneath it, though. So watch out for that. But now DeMuslim continuing to build his mass towards the front here. I love the way that he's playing, just continuing to rally out units towards his enemy's base. But now heading around the backside, Liquid DeMuslim looking to try and find a couple of villages. You can see the scout out. It's got his torch, but woodline is empty. The woodline is completely empty. Looks like a new woodline has been built up towards the north. Nice and safe. The Barbican here to protect everybody. Here to protect the villagers on the berry bush. Here to protect the villagers on the wild larch trees. And here, most importantly, to provide line of sight up towards the north and stop any potential raids coming through on this stone mine, or eventually running around and looping towards this gold mine. But now, Lenok feels comfortable to push out. He's got 2 horsemen. He's found we didn't do it in time. We didn't do it in time. He found himself a little bit of a wolf. But now in the back in the base, we see that scout actually going to be going down. Lenok going to be successful. We don't see any other units lost here for Lenok. He's looking pretty good, but that battering ram is going to be going down. That battering ram's got 30 armor on it. And now I'm pretty sure that's ranged attack. So it does do 1 damage towards that. But now Royal Knight coming in, looking to do some damage towards that Imperial Official. Imperial Official likes to live life dangerously, rather. If there's one thing that you would need to know as a spectator about the Imperial Official, it's these guys give no fucks. They give no fucks at all. There could be a giant army coming in from this direction, and the Imperial Official literally walks out to greet them. It's like, hey, how you guys doing? I'm just going to pick up some tax from this mill. You guys keep doing you. Love to see it. Let me know how it goes. And meanwhile, like, the Imperial Official just immediately dies to 17 archers because it's an Imperial Official. But now DeMuslim trying to push in on the front line. He's going to be looking to trade out villagers. We don't see that textile upgrade coming through just yet. The 4 horsemen rather, going to be more than enough to deal with these. And the archers, unfortunately, are only going to be able to pick up 2 villagers. This one, 3 villagers, actually. These 2 actually dying with torches in their hands. That's how you know that they meant serious business. But Lenok manages to keep himself above water, continues to survive. He stops the first battering ram, and we see that coming out from him. He's up at 44 villagers at this point in time. He lost 3 there, so he should have been at 47. Compare that to his opponent, who's on 43. He's looking to even it up. DeMuslim, once again, going to be coming through with the next battering ram. But now in this position, what does Lenok need to do? He just needs to be making units. That's the big thing. He cannot die, so he needs to get horsemen out. He needs to get spearmen out. That is the big thing for him. And ideally, look to get that blacksmith, look to get +1 attack. And that's exactly what he's doing. I love to see it from the Noxter, the little Noctopus, all that good stuff. But now, second battering ram going to be coming out from DeMuslim. He's going to be looking to pick up a few more villages with this. We see DeMuslim actually population blocked, supply capped back at his home. There's plenty of units coming out from him. He's got the 2 archery rangers together with the School of Cavalry, so not needing to go into any more than that. Not really heading into spears yet. And to be honest, I would love to see him go into spears. You know, if DeMuslim wins this game and he doesn't make any spears, he just makes this composition, I'm going to be upset. But at the same time, I'm going to understand, because the Chinese player did go for a second town center. And this is technically the way that you should be able to punish it. And now the archers move in onto the wood line. We don't see any textiles still coming out for our Chinese player. Lenok needs to wake up. No, Imperial Official, don't do what you do best and die. He did it. He did it, fellas. He did it. But now spears. Look at the spear mass that's beginning to build. The archer's going to be doing a great job. Ideally, need to pull those spears forward and look to try and connect here with the knights. Going to be able to do it. Now we begin to watch the villagers sieging on the back line, doing a great job. Archers trying to get connections with those spears, but unfortunately, the horsemen going to be finding connections everywhere. It's looking like a Craigslist right now. There is just connections going absolutely out the wazoo. Misconnections, rather. But now the battering ram's going to be going down. All of the units here for Lee not going to be falling back. He's got to be careful, though. He's going to be losing these units if he's not careful. And indeed, a lot of these spears going to be going down. But now that number of knights beginning to build significantly. DeMuslim looking to come in, try and find a bit of a position he can exploit. He manages to take out the 2 battering rams, but it's only going to be 2 more battering rams on the menu, as DeMuslim means business right now. He is serving up plenty of foods. It's looking like a kitchen from Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, I think it was called? Yeah, Hell's Kitchen. He's serving up absolute fire. Lenok drops the market down. He appreciates his macro. Might not be the best. Or rather, just that he can't really do anything else with the tax, so he might as well trade it. So that's a pretty smart move from him there. But the main concern I've got right now for Lenok is, sure, he killed the battering rams, but he lost a lot of his army when he did it. So ideally, you want to be trying to hold on for a little bit longer. But now, the battering rams continue to move in. Another outpost going to be coming in. More villagers getting picked off. Keep in mind, the villager count for Lenok, 53 compared to 51 for DeMuslim. There's not a big villager gap here, but DeMuslim turns his attention towards the outpost. Villagers still getting picked off. Lenok not paying attention. Lenok not paying attention. Second villager goes down. Third villager goes down. Everybody drop off before you go back in, and make sure you pick up a couple arrows in the back as well while you do it. Second town center going down. We hear a bit of a raid back towards the base here. DeMuslim might be getting distracted. In fact, it was just a little few spears picking up the cavalry on the way in, potentially. Second town center going to be going down for Lenok, and Lenok starting to struggle in this position. Barely enough units to even control this scenario, and unfortunately, DeMuslim is really looking to punish him in this situation. A lot of resources in the bank, but at the same time, not a lot of production back here for DeMuslim. 2 spears, or 2 stables, and one stable and 2 archery rangers, or 1 school of cavalry, 2 archery rangers. But still, we see these units just continuing to funnel in. More battering rams now going to be made. A villager going to be going down, and DeMuslim looking very good. I don't think Lenok's going to be able to hold it. Was there any way that Lenok could have actually held this? I don't know. I really don't know. I think the micro coming out from DeMuslim was impressive. He got a lot of great connections on those spearmen with his archers. By the same time, Lenok missed a lot of connections with those horsemen on the archers himself. He needed to get them in on top of it, but the knights did a great job, and now all attention is turned towards this main town center. Leenock going to be pushing out for one final push to see if he can seal the deal. Villagers get pulled to deal with the battering rams. All the spears going to be coming through. A great surround coming through from Leenock. And now Leenock tries to fight for his life. He's got his horseman in the wrong position. Needs to get the horseman onto the archers. Indeed he does. Villagers making their way up. You can see the archers doing a great job of firing down upon those spears. Horsemen, unfortunately, just not high enough in number at this point in time. They make a decent surround, but the archers are just absolutely everywhere. Spears trying their best. It's looking decent right now for Leenock, but he's struggling. He's really struggling. And you can see the beautiful micro coming out. Just the knights getting in on the battle, doing a great job of screening. And where are all the spears now for Leenock? The knights are what remain for his opponent, and DeMuslim looking very good. He's denied that second town center. He's killed off villagers. He's almost killed off that second town center. There's barely enough health on it. And now we go for round 73, ladies and gentlemen. DeMuslim intent on taking this game out. Villagers heading back towards that Barbican. More horsemen going to be coming out, but it's not a trade that he wants to take. DeMuslim sitting at 59 villagers right now. Only 50 villagers for Leenock, and 45 of them are idle. Leenock in absolute shambles right now. The Korean steamroller, rather, he's going to need a lot more steam when it comes to this game because he is running out of it very quickly. And now that battering ram on the front line going to be coming in once again, looking to do some more damage. And DeMuslim, he is absolutely looking to take this game. More villagers moving forward. No, DeMuslim, don't do it. What are you going to do with those villagers? I'm guessing it's probably just an outpost, guys. Don't get too worried. No, is he healing? Is he? Oh, he's moving to the middle. He's going to take the boar. Okay, all right. It's all right. I got scared. I saw the villagers moving out, and, you know, he's in age 2. I'm thinking, could it be a keep? No, Drongo, he's in age 2, you dickhead. It's not going to be a keep. But now DeMuslim thinking about getting up to that 3rd age. It could be a keep. We don't know. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Is it a keep? That is a question that only you guys can answer with a pregnancy test. Guildhall going up in the wood line now. Going to be a nice, safe position towards the back here. But at this point in time, Leenock not looking the best. Second town center has been killed. He's behind. He's in the Song Dynasty, so he's going to be able to catch up in village account technically. But he's going to continue to struggle. And it never feels good when you've got 35 villagers on a single mill working together on a berry patch, because as you can see, they exhaust the berry patch very, very quickly. This is a last-ditch effort here from Leenock. He is really fighting. He is really holding on. And now the Knights looking around the corner, finding a couple of villagers. Spear's going to be running in. Archer's going to be here to defend against these spearmen. And indeed, they do. The spearmen back out, realize that it's probably a little bit too much. And even in this position, Leenock is going to be struggling, despite DeMuslim going up to that 3rd age. And I suspect once that 3rd age comes through, DeMuslim, he is going to be in a perfect position. We'll watch to wait and see how he looks to play it. Whether he looks to get that guild hall over onto stone, or whether he looks to push in towards his enemy's base. The veteran he comes through, but it's not even going to matter because Leenock taps out. Good game, well played. Fellas, I hope you've enjoyed this casted game. Make sure you check out DeMuslim. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can find him. He's got a lot of great content. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.